Most of us often chase rather pumps than established memes. And a green candle is somehow spoiled for us until it's screenshot. We stare at charts, forgetting it changes nothing. We watch charts, but not ourselves. This is a disaster. For as a result of confusing dopamine hits with actual profit, we are destroying our net worth. We are so tied up in FOMO and charts that we've lost all conviction. Time to wake up. What is alpha? Obviously, nobody can say, because it isn't just drawing lines on charts. It isn't rotation meta, that's just an idea. Alpha is the Giga cycle cannot be explained in words.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Giga Motion, episode 27. Tap water. Tap water. That's some not high quality.
We have on tap. We have tap water on tap.
What's going on, fellas?
Wow, what a great audience.
Just tapping in for this lovely space.
Tap.
Excited,
Tapped in.
excited, yeah. How you guys doing?
Tapped in, dude.
Everyone enjoying this lovely Wednesday?
Yeah, there's a lot going on. A lot of stuff in the water. A lot of strange behavior lately.
Yeah. There's certain.
You ever
certain
do Nordic
individuals that are
curls?
really.
Did you ever do Nordic curls? The hamstring thing. Where you put did you ever do that, Shine?
Where you kick yourself in the ass?
You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about?
Let me look. Nordic curl.
I'm not strong enough to actually do one, so I do it and I put my hands out, or I would just smash my face.
Yeah, those are great.
I did it 6 days ago, and I'm still they're still kind of sore, which is embarrassing. But dude, I talked to Riley. Riley is in a fight camp right now. He's got a boxing match March 16th. We'll definitely have him on again beforehand. Talk about what the training camp was like, how that's going. That thing's gonna fucking drive me nuts right there.
Yeah.
No, it looks great. It's very professional.
Yeah,
It's freaking me out. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Is that wallpaper?
well, it's weird. No, it's the bottom of this. I just take this thing down. Corn
Giga
pop in the
protein.
house. Love it.
Sounds like you need more Giga protein, Cryptic Mangione, if your little hamstrings are still sore there, darling.
Little. They are little, dude. They have embarrassing legs.
That
Look,
makes sense.
why is the one spot? I don't get it.
It's a tough thing.
See, I told you, Shill. It's not just me who freaks out when my
Yeah,
stream
you
quality.
guys. That's why you gotta do it in a garage couch or
Yeah, I
there's
like
a lack
that.
of care,
Just lounging.
Just left and chilling, man. Got this new couch in the garage. It's great. Good setup.
Love it. What was I gonna? I wanted to say something before we started, but I forgot. Yeah, nope, totally forgot.
Off to a
Must be the
great start.
tap water. Yeah, let's get into it. Water in general, but I
What'd you
really
learn?
wanted to talk about. Learned a lot. It's dark, honestly. Not a fun one to research, especially because kind of have a history of in America. I can only really speak to America of not really giving a shit about our water and what we do to our water. You could look at so for starters, tap water, the rules to regulate water, chemicals in water haven't been really touched in 20 years. Last year, they passed a bill to kind of work on it with a deadline of 2027. You have to implement these changes, but they already bumped that back to 2031 in typical government fashion. Well, this right here is a heat map of drinking water with, see, I wish we could zoom in, but we can't. So the light blue is drinking water that has like above the level of, I don't know if pollutants in them, contaminants. PFAS is they're called. So these are like when you hear about people talk about forever chemicals. So PFAS is this group of chemicals. There's about 10,000 of them, man-made, used for a bunch of different stuff like pesticides, like water repellent clothing has them. The firefighters' foam that they use to put out fires has them. But the problem with them is they never break down, right? So when we ingest them, they just accumulate over time. So a lot of people will say, well, these are super small, right? Like one in, like, it's like parts per trillion sometimes is how they measure them. They're like, yeah, but it's nothing. But the thing is, they never go away, ever. Our body can't get rid of them. So that's the scariest part about the research that I did, is that these things are in our body forever. You see, so like they bioaccumulate, and these are nasty chemicals. You're talking like arsenic, lead, nitrates, all carcinogens, almost all of them. And they're pretty much everywhere. They're in all 50 states. And one thing I will say, we won't make this like a doom and gloom podcast in that sense, because there's a lot of things that we could do to look to see, like, so ewg.org was the best website that I found. It's a 501c like nonprofit, so it's not like it's the government, because you never want to be taking this information from the government, right? They were in the best interest, little conflict of interest. So that one's cool because you could just go right to the website, and again, for in America, just type in your zip code and it'll do a really cool breakdown of when your water was tested, what's in the water, like what contaminants, and even will tell you what filters you could use to filter out those specific chemicals, which I thought was really cool, because we'll get into filters in a little bit. But like, just for mine, like, to give you an idea how funny it is. So like mine says, like it met like the water standard, right? It's in compliance with the FDA and health drinking based things. And then right on the side, it says, getting a passing grade from the federal government does not mean this water meets the latest health guidelines. Legal limits for contamination in tap water have been updated in 20 years. So I was like, I wonder what that means. And you scroll down, and this is just the beginning. So nitrates, I'm 2x over like the guidelines, the new guidelines that they put out last year. These weren't bad. This one's 300x, not good. But then look at this, like, and this is considered good, right? So what this comes into, so you have to understand, like, no one's coming to save you. You have to filter your water, both your drinking water and the water that you bathe in. Because one thing that people don't realize is the skin absorbs like 60 to 70% of these chemicals, right? So they did a study, and a 10-minute hot shower is the equivalent of drinking like 2 liters of polluted water, because you're not just absorbing it through your skin, the hot water, the vapors, you breathe it in, right? So shower filter is actually pretty important. You could get a shower filter. The one I got is called, starts with a W. It's like Weddle. It costs like $90. The filters last like 6 months. I think the filters are like $40-$50. Easy to install. You just spin off your shower head, spin it on, spin the shower head back on. Really not complicated. And that one takes out a ton of these heavy metals, chlorine, these PFAS. And then for water filters, you could really go a couple different ways. But technically speaking, the cleanest water filtration system you could have is reverse osmosis, right? So reverse osmosis literally takes everything out of the water, though, right? Minerals included. So when you do that, you either want to buy one that has, like AquaTrue is a really popular one. That's the one that I have. And it has a mineral filter in it, right? It has like 3 filters that you put in there. And one of them is a mineral filter to remineralize the water. But reverse osmosis will give you the cleanest water that you could get. But if you don't want to that one-time machine's like $400, right? $450. So if you want to just buy a pitcher, Brita is the worst. They did all these tests, which is kind of funny, right? 'Cause then you go into the store and like, what do you see? You see a bunch of Brita filters, but Brita's like the worst one. Uh, clearly filtered is a good one. But there is some of these pitchers that are legit, and they get out a ton of these heavy metals and PFAS in your water, because you definitely want to do that, man. What do you do for water in Bali, John? Is everything?
I use a shower filter for, obviously my bathing. It's not your fancy. I think it was like a $10 mineral shower filter. How effective
Like
that
a
is?
charcoal one?
Yeah,
Like
it's got
probably a charcoal one.
different layers of minerals. Like I
Mhm.
don't know exactly what's in it. It's got some copper. It's got some charcoal. Just I think it was like an $8 shower filter. And
Now,
then
what
for
about drinking
actual-
water?
it's not great. It's not. It's not like It's
I
obviously
figured.
we can't drink from the tap here. Obviously, that's most countries you probably shouldn't drink from the tap. So it's just getting those big plastic fucking jugs of water that are probably produced by Coca-Cola and sit in the sun on trucks. It's a real
Well,
goddamn.
yeah, you could bring that. I was going to say you should bring that up, because that is the other interesting thing when you get past like showering and tap water, is the drinking water. And it's kind of this common thread in like everything in America, particularly. So bottled water is considered consumer packaged good, right? CPG. So that is like all CPG products dominated by a handful of companies, right? So it's Nestle, it's Coca-Cola, Primo Brands owns a bunch of them. There's like 5 companies that control all the water.
Control almost all the
And-
food as well. Like they control everything we
Yeah,
consume.
if you add in the food, right? So if you add in food and water, consumer packaged goods as a total market, not separated, is a $2.53 trillion industry. The top 11 companies own almost all of it. They represent 80% of the market share.
Nestle, PepsiCo, Coca-Cola, Unilever, Danone, General Mills, Kellogg's, Mars Associated British Foods.
So if you type in just bottled water, the biggest bottled water companies, you'll see it's like Nestle. Nestle owns. I want to say Nestle is the biggest. Nestle is one of the biggest in America, but then they do this thing called private label, right? So private label is just store brands, right? So that's like your Walmart water. I think Costco has Kirkland. But Costco has Kirkland. Walmart has Great Value, right? That's what they put on. So those are just like their own. But Coca-Cola owns Dasani, Smart Water, Topo Chico, Vitamin Water. Pepsi Cola owns Aquafina. And then that Primo brand owns like the ones that you see in kind of supermarkets, like Deer Park, Arrowhead, Mountain Valley, Saratoga. They own both of those. So it really is like the same 5 companies. And the real problem with that is, and this is like something interesting that I've found in my research outside of this podcast, is this consumer packaged good industry is not based on value. It's not based on product. It's really kind of controlled by these big companies, and it has to do with these retailers. They run on super thin margins, right? So what they do is these big companies get this shelf space, right? So it's called slotting fees. So you could pay anywhere from $250 to $1,000 per item per store, right? So let's just say you make the cleanest water in the world. You're in some spring somewhere in like the West Coast seems to have cleaner water than the East Coast. So let's just say like you're by some spring, it's the cleanest water ever. You got it. You could bottle it. Let's get it to the stores. You're paying $250 to $1,000 per item per store. So if you do just a regional launch, is going to run you like $25K. To do like a high demand launch is $250,000. So right away, like you have these barriers to entry where these retailers can't gamble. So like how they defend it is, well, we have thin margins, and the FTC, that's Federal Trade Commission, says that 80 to 90% of these CPG companies fail. So to protect ourselves in case this company fails, like we have to charge all this money. So what ends up happening is these big companies have the money, right? And they have the manufacturing capabilities. So that's why you continue to you see it in bottled water, you see it in all these other things. They dominate the shelf space because they have the money to do it. And it's really interesting because for a while, all through the 90s and the early 2000s, no one really gave a shit, right? No one looked at ingredients lists. No one ever turned a package around, right? You just fucking ate what you wanted to. But now you're kind of seeing this divergence where people are looking for like better products, better water, but they can't get them. That's kind of where you saw this like direct to consumer model like come about, because in CPGs, 47% of the growth was new companies last year in the market, but they only represent 2% of the market cap. Right. So it's just these big companies that dominate this. They dominate the distribution side. And there's it's just kind of the way the system's built. Like there's no, like, go look at the water section next time you go to to the store. It's every brand that we just named, but it looks like there's diversity, right? Like it looks like you're choosing from something great, but it's the same handful of companies that own all of them. So yeah, it's this interesting paradox that we're in, and water's no different, dude. A great app, an app I would recommend to anyone. Everyone knows the Giga app, right? That's like the free one. So Oasis is, I think, $5 a month. I think you could pay, I think it's like $50 if you get it for the year. Sweet app. You could use it for food, you could use it for water. And the difference between Oasis and the Giga app is Oasis does their own third-party testing on all of the products. Giga just goes and gathers information. And I think that's a little better personally. Like I would like to know that they actually did the testing. So Oasis is a cool app I would recommend to everyone. Think about it like it's like a cup of coffee a month is what it costs. So I would definitely look into that app. That's a cool app. And they do water testing. They were the ones, I don't know if you remember last year, Huberman actually had to come out and talk about it. Topo Chico had like super high, I don't know if it was arsenic. They had like super high levels, and then he went and broke it down, was basically like, this is over nothing. You guys are freaking out over nothing. And he broke it down into like a pool of water. But it was one of these forever chemicals. But that article went viral. That was the Oasis app that found it because they did their own testing of it. So yeah, Topo Chico had some of the highest PFAS. It had arsenic, radium, chromium, and then Kirkland brand was terrible. Walmart, great value, shocker. Yeah, but it was that app that did that. I could actually send you the post, but this one went viral. And I would totally recommend that app. That's a cool one. I bought that probably like 6 months ago. Let me send it to you.
I can't find it right now, but there used to be this website that I would use. It's either called findastream.com or findastream.org, neither of which are working for me right now. But it literally just had a geo layout of any freshwater streams that were close to you. That's what I always used to do for water. I would just drive my truck, drive an hour, fill up glass jugs, and then always just drink stream water. And the first time I did that, I was like 17 years old. The first time I did that, my mom was so alarmed. I brought it back. She's like, "You're gonna get giardia."
Mm-hmm. You're gonna get dysentery.
Yeah. I thought I was gonna die.
Did you ever get sick doing that? Did you ever get sick drinking?
No. There was a wicked stream, and I was living in Vancouver for a while, and in North Van there was an awesome stream there. Just came out of the side of a mountain. You just go and fill up. We always just drink our water from there.
I have like a Life Stick bottle in my bug out bag in case I got to go on the run. It's the one that has like the filter right in it. You know what I'm talking about?
That's why I'm a prepper.
That's my bug out bag will last me about a day and a half. That's about as
so much, Don't eat me, eat my children.
Yeah. I think I would eat my kids first. Like, look, if anyone's gonna do it, it's me.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's going on with the water. We see a lot of strange behavior lately, and don't take my word for it. Like, let's see what's actually going on here.
Yeah, there it is.
Hey, Mom. Look it up for yourself. I mean, this is what they're. What do you think tap water is? It's a gay bomb, baby. And I'm not saying people didn't naturally have homosexual feelings. I'm not even getting into it, quite frankly. I mean, give me a break. You think I am like, oh, shocked by it, so I'm up here bashing it because I don't like gay people? I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Serious crap.
What started out as a conspiracy, like you literally had Tucker Carl vindicating him because of some of these chemicals they're putting in the water that weren't turning the frogs gay. It was turning them into hermaphrodites. And that was largely due to chemical processing plants from pharmaceutical companies being upstream of these frogs, and that they found it was creating mutations in the frogs that were mashing up their genes.
Was it particular types of frogs from particular like communities, or what kind of frogs were most susceptible to?
Probably Bay Area frogs.
Frogs, yeah. Interesting.
Bay Area frogs.
If you were to eat a lot of those frogs, do you think that it would have a similar effect on you as an individual?
Well, we are seeing strange behavior come out of France.
I heard that there's a lot of frog legs being eaten in France.
What do you think?
That's the chemical that he was talking about.
What's that?
I'm sitting this one out, but it was atrazine, right? That's the chemical
Yeah,
that they were talking about.
Atrazine was the chemical.
Yep.
Dude, I'm trying to see if you could find it. They dredged the Hudson, and for I forget how many years to take. There was a nasty spill in the Hudson from these same thing. It's these chemicals. They used to just literally dump the oil, excess chemicals. They used to just run off right into the Hudson, and it was so bad that even when we were building the Tappan Zee Bridge, and they had to dredge under the old Tappan Zee Bridge to get this huge crane. It's called the Left Coast Lister. I think it's the biggest crane in the world, but they had to dredge for 6 months, and even dredging it up, they had to put out all these warnings because there was still shit from 50 years ago. I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on what company it was. It's famous, and that's it. GE. That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Between 1947 and 1977, they discharged approximately 1.3 million pounds of PCBs from its capacitator plants in Fort Edwards and Hudson Fall, contaminating the river's sediment, water, and wildlife over a 200-mile stretch. This pollution led to the river being designated a Superfund site, which sounds kind of cool, in 1984.
Yeah. Superfund site means you getting paid. Getting paid
to
work there.
Are you still not supposed to eat like any fish or anything out of the Hudson, or?
Probably should.
There's a lot of when I was growing up in Washington, like there's a lot of lakes where they'll have those warnings, like you can only eat, I think it's like 3 servings a month. That's what they try to tell you, but
yeah, from 2009 to 2015, they removed 2.75 million tons of contaminated sediment, but PCB levels remain dangerously high.
Dude, I'm telling you, when they were dredging for that shit, like there was so much going on. All these like Department of Health, there was all these people there because it was kicking up so much shit. And like, you don't realize how big the Hudson River is. Like where that bridge is, it's 3 miles wide. It's huge, man. It's like an ocean out there. And there was like sturgeon watch. They were killing sturgeon. Like it was pretty bad. But he said Superfund site. Superfund's interesting because, and in this research too, the most Superfund sites you'll find is military sites. The amount of poisoning that goes on at these military sites, and it's been documented, is incredible. A lot of it is from the burns that they do. They just like burn everything. They did it in the Middle East a ton, but a lot of these military sites are terribly contaminated. When you talk to anyone that's been in the military, especially when they went over to the Middle East, they'll tell you those burn pits were nasty, man, nasty. But in America, you'll see, I bet you could look that up. Probably the most Superfund sites are military bases or old military bases, which doesn't really make sense, right? Why would you do that? He's in the military.
Fun sites.
Because I've worked on a couple right under the
You guys,
59th Street Bridge.
You're saying super fun, like FUN?
FUND, fund.
And yeah, fund.
Super
It has
fun.
to.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, because if you were searching up super fun sites, I feel like that'd put you on a registry. So everyone be careful, when you're researching here. Just make sure that you're researching the right things. We don't want anyone to be getting in trouble.
Your
It's not what we
VPN.
want. I did a job under the 59th Street Bridge that it was a super fun site. We would have to ship the dirt. So usually when you're excavating, you just throw dirt in the trucks and you take it to local places. This would have to go to New Jersey, and it would cost $2,000 a truck to take the dirt, because that's how contaminated it was, because this was a company that built the 59th Street Bridge back in, I don't even know when that bridge was probably built in like I don't even know, turn of the century, early 1900s. And it was so contaminated that it got to points where we had to put on hazmat suits, hazmat gas masks, because we were pulling up such old like oil and chemicals that people's tongues started to bleed on the site. It was insane. Yeah. Yep. So once they label it that, it's a hazmat job. You get a little more money though, makes you feel better. Yeah. It's terrible. You wouldn't eat anything out of the East River. That is a disgusting river. I wouldn't even kayak in that river. I wouldn't touch that water. That shit was gross, dude. That was
it said like when it rains, there's over 1 million gallons a day of untreated sewage water flooding into the Hudson River.
Yeah, bro. And people, that's why there's a lot of people that say eating fish is not good anymore because of that. Because a lot of these fish are loaded up with these like PFAS and arsenic.
Yeah.
Just terrible. It's terrible.
You guys know about
biomagnification, it gets into the plankton, and the little fish eats that, multiplies, and the little fish gets eaten by the predator fish. So things like tuna, it has super high levels of like mercury and stuff. Did you hear about that guy that got mercury poisoned for like the first time in God knows how long? Because he's rich as shit, so he was eating bluefin tuna for just about every meal, and he was in the crosswalk and he just passed out, like just collapsed, and they found out it was mercury poison just from all the tuna he was eating.
I think my cats are gonna keel over one day. They really like their tasty tuna treats.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
You guys know about the Teflon water contamination?
It's another PFAS. I meant to say that. All the anti-stick, when they make any type of anti-stick cookingware, that's all labeled under this PFAS stuff.
Jump into that.
Yeah, that's a nasty one. You scratch that nonstick pan. If you scratch your nonstick pan and cook with it, it's something like 7,000 chemicals get released into your food, which is...
Yeah, and when they discovered it, they thought it was the greatest thing ever. Right? They're like, holy shit, dude. Like, we don't have to wash our fucking dishes. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, my mom used to, everything was Teflon for that reason. We didn't even have a dishwasher until I was like, went to college. So she hand washed everything.
That's what happened with your head?
Yeah. That's what, and I got Zika. That's what happened to my head. I'm trying to think if I took any other notes that were good.
So there was the DuPont plant was the most kind of famous like C8 story, where they were dumping all of their C8s into the river near West Virginia, and they knew what it was doing. Like the company was secretly testing local drinking water, found contamination, but hid the results from the public and the regulators for nearly 2 decades. They dumped over 1.7 million pounds of these forever chemicals into the environment, contaminating water supply for tens of thousands in West Virginia and in Ohio. Despite knowing the fucking risks, they just kept doing it. And all the women that were working at these plants were getting birth defects, they were getting cancer, and they just kept hiding it because they knew at the end of the day, they might have to pay a couple $1 billion fine, but it was nothing compared to the margins they were actually making.
Well, I mean, again, they're not there. No one's coming to save you. Flint, Michigan still doesn't have clean water.
Oh, that's what they say.
Yeah, allegedly.
Look, that Aaron
Remember-
Brockovich movie, right? What was that? That was like in the desert, right? I think that was in California. Same
The
thing,
Hills Have
though.
Eyes.
You remember when Obama was drinking the water in Flint, Michigan?
Yeah.
Tastes all right to me.
Yeah.
But
Dude,
the
that
guy's
one
also
was
married to a trans, so he's
Hey,
clearly
you-
a bad,
Leave Michael out of this.
character.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
But yeah, no, the Flint, Michigan one, dude, they still don't have clean water. And that one was sad because they knew that was going to happen because they were switching over the way they process the water.
I thought it was from
And
fracking.
No. So they were changing over the system, and they knew that in order to run this water to because they were like going to take it from these lakes, but in order to do it, you had to set up this like processing treatment. Without that, what was going to happen was that water was going to erode the original piping system, and that's where a lot of this comes from too, especially like lead. Is the pipes erode, right? Like America doesn't fix its infrastructure. We haven't in so long, so. Because they didn't put this like processing treatment in, that water just started to erode all the old pipes, and that was it. So like they just took out their entire water plumbing system, and it's Flint, Michigan. It's a super poor area. No one was coming to, like if that shit happened in a rich area, that would get fixed, right? But they're still drinking Poland Spring bottled water because no one ever came to fix it. Yeah, the water one's crazy though. Again, because it accumulates, and I feel like the microplastics are in the water too, right? I mean, we're finding microplastics in our blood, so we're getting them in the water too. So all that stuff matters. That's why, especially with kids, because the reason why it's worse for kids is because they're smaller, right? So the water is a higher percent of their body weight. I mean, we are, I think, 50% water, like by weight, like our muscles, organs, it's like 50% water by weight. So it's, yeah, you want to make sure that water is good, man. Definitely important. So you get a brand of like the big, like whatever it is, 5-gallon thing, Shine. That's how you.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. Do you have well water? How do you do that?
I just drink bottled water. Probably could
on your
be
property.
getting better stuff. Out of my property, it's in a place called Mineral Wells, and there's a really like it's called Crazy Water. Like there's people that literally fly all over the country, fly down just to pick up the crazy water out of Mineral Wells. So yeah, they.
Wait, Sean, look that up.
Yeah,
Wait, that's
Crazy
interesting.
Water.
So you're not drinking well water where you are. You have
No,
like
so that's just a hunting property, so I don't even have a house out there.
Oh, gotcha.
I
Okay.
just go out there to shoot stuff, but yeah, the spot I'm in Fort Worth.
All right. So that's
Yeah, it's not good stuff. Yeah, like I said, I just drink bottled water. What is it? I can see it right there. Ozarka. Probably dog shit.
So that's just a company, Mineral Wells?
No,
Crazy
Mineral
Water?
Wells is the city. Crazy Water is the name of the water, I believe.
crazy water? That's interesting.
Yeah, I assumed it made people fucking go insane, but apparently like crazy good for you or some shit. I don't know.
Crazy. Legend has it that back in 1881, there was an old crazy woman who would spend her days sitting next to the well drinking the mineral water. People quickly noted that this old lady's crazies began to look like everyone else's normsies. Thousands of people flocked to this magical well, christening it the Crazy Well, among them Ed Dismuke, whose doctor recently delivered the news that there was no remedy for his life-threatening stomach disease. Facing a doctor prognosis of no hope, Mr. Dismuke began drinking the magical water from the Crazy Well. Before long, his stomach ailed no more. In 1904, his health restored, Mr. Dismuke founded the famous mineral water company.
Interesting.
There you have it.
Apparently, it has health benefits.
So you could drink this shit, but instead you're so lazy, you're just drinking bottled Dasani.
It's expensive and it's weird. Like they have like A, B, and C. Like you're supposed to have one bottle of A, in the morning, and then like I don't know.
You can't just do that. You can't just have 3 different bottles throughout the day.
It's fucking obviously bullshit. I mean, you just read that story. It sounded like something that fucking Chat GPT just whipped up.
No, it was actually the website. Okay, I was reading off the Drink Crazy History website.
But yeah, no, there's literally people fly all over the country just to pick that shit up. Apparently, some guy had cancer, then he didn't after drinking the water type thing.
Yeah, I just told the story.
That was his stomach. It wasn't cancer. That was just a stomach ailment.
Well, that's
for all we know. The guy just had a little tummy ache.
Yeah, well, tummy aches suck, bro.
Yeah, no, I had gastritis. It was miserable. Really a tough thing to deal with. No, I haven't had gastritis in a minute. I'm pretty sure it was alcohol induced. It is what it is.
So Corn Pop said he has a Berkey. Berkey is a great one.
What's Berkey?
Berkey's like a countertop water filtration system. It's cool because it could come in stainless steel, which is good, right? Like stainless steel or glass, not plastic.
Every episode we do, Corn Pop, he's fucking tapped
Corn Pop's the man, dude. But they did something with Berkey this past year where they tried to put the water, the filters in there are super good. That's why Berkey is well known. They tried to like tie them into some agricultural law to make them so that residential, like retail people couldn't buy them. And it was a big fucking thing. Corn Pop might know more about it. It was interesting.
What's the story again?
So if you type in Berkey, it's like Berkey. Berkey water filters illegal or something like that. It should pop up. But they basically they tried to make them like harder to get for the people that have that water filter, because that's probably like a top 3 non-reverse osmosis water filter you could buy. You've probably seen like pictures of them. It's like a big, probably, I think it's 2.5 gallons.
So they refused to pursue NSF certification because it would require disclosing proprietary design details, which the company says protects its intellectual property. As a result, full-sized indoor Berkey systems like the big Berkey cannot be legally sold in California.
So, of course, it was California.
Of course. You can shit in the street in California, but you can't buy a Berkey.
Oh, here we go to EPA controversies. In May 2023, you can shit in the street. Hey. In May 2023, the U.S. The EPA issued a notice stating that black Berkey filters are unregistered pesticides, citing the use of silver as an antimicrobial agent. The EPA claims the filters fall under the Federal Insecticide, Fungicide, and Rodenticide Act because silver is used to kill microorganisms. So Berkey filed a lawsuit against the EPA, blah, 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 blah. The lawsuit is ongoing, and EPA has not enforced the pesticide registration requirement on Berkey filters.
So that NFS, is it called, or NFA certification, everyone said they wouldn't get. There is... What is it?
NSF, yeah.
So there is one water company, because I almost bought it, that does have it. It starts with the R. It's like RO. I think it might be RORRA. It's a big stainless steel one, and they have it certified. They're the only one I ever found that's certified from NFA, whatever it was.
Yeah, Aurora certifications are complete bullshit, though. Let's be honest.
No, for sure. I heard about Aurora on Huberman. I heard Huberman talking about it, and I looked into it, and it's NFS, certified, tested by, not certified. But yeah, I would say if you want the reverse osmosis systems are the best in terms of like taking out everything. It's just you got to make sure to remineralize that water, because if you don't have any minerals in the water, it's actually not good for you, right? The minerals are important.
We did a whole episode on that as well. Go back and watch the remineralization episode.
Those drops are an easy way to do it. You just throw a couple, 40 drops in a gallon of water. It's like 2.5 gallons of water. I think a lot of them hold 2 gallons.
I got a little history of water here as well. So in 1854, John Snow, definitely his real name, traces a chlorella outbreak in London to contaminated water. People are dying from drinking this untreated water. So in the 1880s to 1890s, chlorination is invented as a disinfectant. And so it's a win at the time, but if you really jump into the science of drinking chlorine, it gets pretty dark. So in the 30s and 40s, there was the fluoride discovery. We talked about this before, where scientists noticed that people in Colorado Springs were having less cavities. So we go, oh, okay, well, less cavities, that must be good to drink. So in 1945, Grand Rapids, Michigan becomes the first city to intentionally put fluoride in the public water supply. Throughout the 50s, fluoridization spreads across North America. And then in the 50s, 60s, my favorite part, the conspiracies begin. Bum, bum, bum. Any guess of the conspiracies?
Making the pineal gland.
Frog's gay.
So the anti-fluoride movement explodes, claiming it's government mind control, that it's Soviet psychological warfare, that fluoride equals a toxic poison, which is pretty hard to argue against, and that it's a population sedation plot. There's actually this guy, Dan Smoot, who cites Brave New World. And, in Brave New World, they're talking about soma, like take your soma. Better to have a gram than give a damn. So he cites that fluoride is kind of the government version of soma to sedate the population.
Dude, Sean, I just sent you. Hang on, keep going. I'm sorry. But I sent you something. You got to open this. Dude, this guy had to die, right?
I'll keep it in a sec. So it wasn't until the 70s that the EPA was established and that drinking water standards were created. So that giant period of time, they're just putting fluoride in there. They're just putting chlorine in there. They're dumping chemicals in there. And then it wasn't until the 74 that a Safety Drinking Water Act was first passed. And then in the 80s, the discovery that chlorination actually creates toxic byproducts in the body. Whoops. And then we enter the new age, the 90s to the 2000s, which is the age of new contaminants. This is where pharmaceuticals start showing up in water supplies, which is there was a crazy thing I was watching, because in Tulum there's these cenotes, right? The cenotes are basically when the asteroid hit down, the extinction event asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. When that hit, it created these giant craters, and on these giant craters, there's the second largest freshwater underground system in the world, and they call them cenotes. And then they were doing these tests in the cenotes, and in the cenotes, they were finding large concentrations of antidepressants, of cocaine, like you name it. And you can find the same thing. Yeah, you can find the same thing in your drinking water, because these water contamination or these water treatment plants, they're treating for certain chemicals, but they're not filtering everything out. So if you're drinking tap water, like not only are you getting fluoride or you're getting chlorine, but you're actually getting minor amounts of things like, tetrazine, of antidepressants, of all this other shit that's going in the water from the giant population.
Water with chlorine. And what they figured out was they still treat water with chlorine. What they figured out is sometimes that chlorine interacts with like organic like compounds. It turns into like terrible stuff that we can't digest. But there's still like chlorine processing of water to this day.
Which is terrible, bro. Like if you look at how toxic, like I don't even want to go in swimming pools. If you really dive into like, I'm pretty sensitive. I don't know about you guys. When I go into a chlorinated pool, I feel fucking gross afterwards. And when you look into the byproducts that chlorine creates, and like you said earlier, 60% of it is absorbed through your skin. Yeah. You're getting that mass concentration of chlorine that, I mean, look what they did with chlorine gas. Right?
Do you think that's why like swimmers in general are really weird people? I think it's all the
hanging out in that pool.
Just you've never like met like someone that thoroughly enjoys swimming. That's like a normal individual, You're always the weird guy in the locker room. You're kind of like, oh, that's the guy that swims a lot, and he just kind of hangs out there for an awkward amount of time. Always a swimmer. Just throwing that out there. I just want to, add to the potential conspiracy, because I do think that these people are probably absorbing a lot of bad stuff, and that's what's causing them to be, the weird guy in the locker room.
Could
dude,
be,
my
man.
son takes swimming lessons every Saturday with the Y, and I wash him off like right there. Like as soon as we get out of the pool, there's like a shower right there, and then as soon as we get home, I throw him in the shower. The shit's terrible for you. That's why a lot of the pools are saltwater now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I had a pool growing up. I was just baking and chlorine.
So there's a new study that just came out by The Guardian. They said chlorination at levels common in the US and EU probably increases cancer. Not might. If they could say might, they would say might. They say it probably does, which is then basically
You can look
straight
this
up.
up. You can look this up. They have not changed the laws on any of this since like 2005 maybe. So that's why, like, you're not, you got to filter your water, especially the water you shower with. People don't do that, and I get it. It's annoying. It's another expense. Like I said, that one I got is $90. You get it on Amazon. Filters were like $50. You switch it like every 6 months, right? So for less than $200, you got clean shower water for a year, man. It's really not a.
Well, dude, when you take a hot shower, the heat causes chlorine to fucking evaporate. You inhale chloroform vapor directly into your lungs.
Yeah.
One study found shower inhalation exposure to chloroform exceeds acceptable cancer risk limits in many countries.
Yeah. 10 minutes, a 10-minute hot shower with tap water. Nah, dude, when I was doing this research this week, I was like, this is so fucked, man. This is so, like, this is insane.
You think there's like a
No,
better
it's good.
alternative to putting chlorine in the water? Like, I get it. You got to kill like the fucking, diseases in the water. That's not a good thing either. That's, why they came up with it in the first place. But you would think with all these inventions of science that there would be some better alternative that doesn't, or that has less a chance of probably from giving you cancer.
No, I hear you, dude. And I'm telling you, that Oasis app, you look at all these bottled waters, and so many of them are full of shit. Just, it's not, you can like it's wild. Now the water one's freaky, dude. But dude, bring up what I just posted. And this is a great example of fuck around and find out in the gym, and why you should never put 4 plates on a bench press unless you look like Ronnie Coleman.
Share screen.
And this kid probably didn't make it, right? You would think. I would think he'd. For the record, this would happen to me too. I don't watch. What do you think? I actually can't watch.
420 pounds at 14 years old. What is that?
That's always rage bait.
You think it's AI? I don't think that's AI.
I don't think that's real, bro. Look at the way it hit his chest.
I hope it's not. You think it's fake? Because you'd be dead, right? You'd be dead right there.
Well, it kind of turned him, in that instance, he almost looks like one of the aliens from Men in Black, that hang out in the coffee room right here. He becomes one of those.
So you think it's fake?
I think maybe some of the weights are fake. I feel like 420 wouldn't bounce like that. I don't know.
Yeah, this raccoon. Tell me if you can see this.
What is this?
The bar
Can you see this raccoon?
You got a raccoon in your backyard?
Yeah.
Does he come there often?
He's been there for every night.
Yeah. Have you been feeding it?
Well, I take that back. It's a possum. I'm sorry.
Oh.
It's a possum, not a raccoon. Raccoons suck. Possums are cool. Marsupial, right?
Yeah.
Friendly.
Hello.
My daughter sees it and she runs up to the window and goes, "Pasta," because she doesn't know it's a possum. It's hilarious.
Here's a little quiz. Shiny, can you spell possum for us?
POSSUM.
No.
Really?
Oh, I would have got that wrong too.
For whatever reason, there's an O at the beginning. Silent O.
Nope.
What?
Yeah, opossum.
I said POSSUM. No, possums.
It's opossum.
There's both.
Well, what the hell is an opossum versus a possum?
Possums are a marsupial that are native to Australia, New Guinea, and Sulawesi. Opossums, on the other hand, are marsupials native to North and South America.
Oh, you're looking at an opossum.
So I'm looking at an opossum.
But it's
Interesting. I
pronounced
didn't know
possum,
that.
Yeah. Isn't that the weirdest thing?
They are
you
so
dumbass.
ugly.
You are one pathetic loser.
Yeah, what an asshole. Like, doesn't even, he knows all about water, doesn't know how to spell opossum.
You don't even know your
Dude,
neighbor, bro. That's so
I've
New
never
York.
heard that in my life. An
Yeah.
opossum.
Yeah.
They are so ugly, though. I mean, it is
They're
just a
not good-looking
genuinely
creatures.
ugly.
nice.
The tail is so disgusting.
They're beautiful.
Pudding, yeah. And then when the babies are like pouring out of them, out of their little pouch.
I've always
Not a
wanted to
good look.
try because they're like they kind of do like the deer and headlight, right? Like they freeze, they'll like
Yeah,
lock
yeah.
up. I've always wanted to try it with this one, just like open the door, see if
So do
it falls over.
So do armadillos. We'll flashlight them and then just blow them up with a shotgun. I hate armadillos. They're the worst. They do. The armadillos actually they carry leprosy.
An armadillo does.
Who
Yeah,
doesn't, bro?
yeah. Who doesn't? Sickening.
There's a family of possums in here.
I call the big ones babies.
That's your daughter. I call the big one. You call the big one. She's
just
gonna let it
eating
into
the
your house one
snow.
of these days.
No, I think she's afraid of it. Like I think
Yeah.
she's not afraid of it because it's on the other side of the door. I mean, this thing is so fucking ugly.
Do you think if
I'm
your
trying to-
daughter drank less tap water, she would know it's a possum and not a pasta?
That's a good
I
point.
don't think so. I mean, she's not drinking any tap water to my knowledge, but you never know.
So did you mention
chlorine.
all the chemicals that are in water? Did you mention
No,
all
I
of them?
only talked about it's like arsenic, lead, nitrates.
Uranium,
I didn't.
arsenic, lead, uranium, nitrates, the forever chemicals, the PFAS, chlorinated disinfection byproducts. We talked about that, and also fracking fluids. That's
So
the big
obviously, these are all bad things.
They're
What-
not great, but
what
maybe they
side
cancel each
effects-
other out, though, right? Like in
What-
math, a negative plus
Cancer
negative.
related, dude.
What
They're
are like the
almost all
side effects
carcinogens.
that you would experience from too much exposure to said things? Is it the cancer is essentially the main?
Mostly carcinogens, yeah, but there's also birth defects. There's like there's birth defects, fertility effects.
Big head
That's
and
pretty
Manx face.
nasty. Zika.
Because I'm trying to think,
there's-
like, to convince people, to like get filters for their showers and stuff. They're gonna be like, well, if I do this, am I gonna have more energy? Is this gonna be like, how is it gonna better my life? But more, it's preventative, like to not.
Well, one for
get sick.
uranium, right? Like uranium's basically radioactive, so it could kill you a slow death from cancer, or maybe it could give you superpowers.
Yeah, you could glow.
Well,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
isn't funny, but one side effect of one of those chemicals is called blue baby. I
Blue
think it's
baby.
Like a little
Yeah.
smart.
yeah, but not in a good way. I don't know which chemical that does that. Might be
My baby.
Is that like
blue.
big fat liar blue type blue, or is it like kind of like a just a little bit of a blue?
Yo,
I think
listen
it's
up.
just
Here's
a little bit. Just a little.
There's a lingcod. It's a fish. Sometimes they'll have blue meat. Do you think that they're consuming too much bad water? Is that why their meat's blue?
It's a good question. So wait, let me.
Yeah, you
find-
want your baby
Uh,
blue from colloidal silver drinking, not from the water stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
You ever
I
you
had
ever
a
see
list
that?
of them.
The hippies drink too much colloidal silver and they turn blue.
Do you like that song? I'm blue.
It's fucking
Ba-da-dee,
amazing.
da-ba-da?
Yeah, I watched the making behind the scenes of that the other day. It was great.
Mhm.
Do you want me to cue up the instrumental, man, while you talk about blue babies?
Yeah.
No, I don't even want to get. I thought I had it up. Which one? I had a list, but I was researching so much shit I can't find it.
Do you think that would be in bad taste if the doctor played that song while informing
Yo,
them?
listen up. Here's the story of how your baby got birth defects.
It was water like him, inside and outside. The water was poison because you didn't have a filter in your little house.
Blue little baby.
Now your baby's blue.
Man, stop focusing on the possum, bro. Be present.
Because
Yeah.
he's trying to. I don't know if he's eating the snow or my outdoor furniture.
This is what happens when you're low T. You focus on the little possum outside your window
Yeah.
instead of
You know,
fishing it.
an air rifle could take care of that little possum problem pretty quick.
I know a guy.
This thing is terrible.
All right, you got any research for us, college boy? Or are we wrapping this up?
No, we could wrap it up. I can't find it. That's frustrating. I had a whole list of all the chemicals and what they do, but I have like
You want me to go through your
40
little
different.
slide?
Hey, give us a little slideshow, a little PowerPoint
Yeah.
presentation.
Here, I'll put on the blue instrumental, and you know,
No one's gonna fact check you. You can say anything you want, and we'll believe it.
I'll fact check him. All right, man.
No.
Ready? PowerPoint
No,
presentation.
dude, I'm not gonna be able to find it.
No, you got it. Ready? Hit it, man. Hit it, man.
Yeah.
What are they?
Hit it, man.
I know. Hang
You're not
on.
playing
Hit
the
it.
song.
Oh, you can't hear it?
No,
I
no
can't
one
hear him.
So
Oh, that's sad.
there was just kind of an awkward silence, and you kept
Oh.
saying, "Hit it, man."
That's not. Can you find your
Good
little
stuff.
you
No, I
research
think we're good. We'll wrap it up. What are they? In tap water. Let's see if it brings it up. Yeah, so lead is just neurotoxicity, so it's like brain kidney damage. Arsenic is a carcinogen, so that's like skin, liver, lung, bladder. Nitrate, so it's nitrates. Nitrates have blue baby syndrome, reduces blood oxygen in infants, linked to cancer, pregnancy risk. Chlorine is more like irritation, anemia. Then those THMs are bladder, colon cancer, reproductive. It's almost all cancer.
A lot of cans.
A lot of cancer. Super. But yeah, so
Nice.
that's
depressing
water.
way to end the show.
That's
Yeah,
water,
nice.
folks. What do you got going on today, Shani? I'm sure it's fucking sunny over there and all nice and
No.
shit.
Actually, it is starting to poke out some sun. We've had some pretty heavy monsoon weather. It's the rainy season. Usually it's only rainy for a day or two and then it gets sunny. But the last 4 or 5 days, it has been pretty torrential downpour to the part where,
Squalls.
yeah, in the major city there where there's not sufficient drainage, people were kayaking and riding surfboards down the middle of the streets. Thankfully, this road that I'm on, it just got redone and they put new drainage in it because before when it rained for a couple days, like the water would get waist deep. You'd be trying to ride your fucking scooter through. It was like waist deep on your scooter. It's pretty hairy. And then there's big, like, when this happens, like snakes get out. So you'll see like 8-foot snakes like going down the fucking roads. Like,
No way, bro.
giant pythons like going through people's houses and shit.
Oh, that's not okay.
Yeah.
But Johnny.
When you
Well,
got
I mean,
pythons,
New York
like,
just
they're
got
not
slammed
too
by.
worried about it.
Yeah, New York got slammed pretty good. It was funny. I didn't get it up here, but where I grew up on Long Island got like 2.5 feet of snow, that's a lot. That's a lot of
What was
snow
it?
for that
What-
area.
Wasn't Mamdani? Wasn't he giving people money for snow shoveling?
Yeah, apparently $30 an hour.
Pretty sick.
Well, that's pretty good.
Sick, dude. No, that's sick. The kicker was
ever
you had to have 2
ever think
forms of ID. So I don't know how many people
Oh,
Isn't that
that's
racist though? Yeah.
you would think. You would
ID.
think.
You need ID to get your snow shovel money, but you don't need an ID to vote.
You don't need an ID to get in the
Interesting.
country.
Welcome to New York. I thought that was fake, by the way. Like the whole you don't need an ID until I went and voted this year. And I was like, do I really not need an ID?
Yeah, but you're white.
Yeah.
It's like, this is fucking wild.
If you would have wore a poncho, they probably would have turned you away.
Not
No,
here, dude.
they'd let you vote 4 times. They'd be like, "Yeah, come back through."
Let me come
Just
back
change
in.
this. Yeah.
100%. I would have gotten a couple more votes in, I think.
Did you say hello or did you say hola?
I said hello. I messed up.
I
I should have went. And I probably had a stash back then too. I could have worked that. That could have worked.
Mhm.
Dude, I'm like a chameleon. You know, I could curl this thing up, go J with the nose, go
You are.
stash, go Mexican.
You're ethnically ambiguous. I've never had that privilege.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you're just fucking coin face.
I could be from Germany. I could be from fucking Netherlands. There's not many places I could be from.
I could
Not
see you being like kind of like a lesbian from Denmark too. Doesn't he look
Plan
kind
on
of like
going
a
to
Danish
France at all?
lesbian? Yeah, a little Frenchman.
Like a
Wanna
star
go to France?
from Denmark.
You kind of have that hair that a lot of Frenchmen are actually rocking these days.
Dude, that's one thing we got going for us here. We're look maxing with real hair. That was a look maxing catastrophe last week.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah, the hair
Whatever.
snatch.
Oh yeah,
That's
Yeah,
tough,
yeah.
dude.
motorcycle
That's-
spikes have been trending.
That's tough.
Someone made a good point though. Like a hair plug like company does a brand deal with that guy, he could probably fucking cash in because that shit went viral. Now they'd be like, "Yo, we'll help you look Max and not end up looking like this guy on live stream."
What's his Chad Andron.
Androgenic or something. Yeah.
Dude,
That was
I
tough,
hate
bro.
that I hate that my fucking like I hate that I'm knowing who these streamers are all of a sudden. Like I'm like, why is this infiltrating my psyche? Like I do not give a fuck who Chad Androgenic is, bro.
Well, he's from like Australia or something, right? I don't even think he's not American.
Cool. 6'5" Australian Terra Chad Androgenic.
He's got hair
Chad.
like he's in his 40s, though. Tough.
Well, I think that's all the androgens.
It's patchy.
Patchy Adams.
Yeah, I mean, I like had Foreman with that same hairstyle. But yeah, it was a good one, boys.
Good times, fellas.
Well,
All
yeah, we'll pick another
Thanks,
topic.
water.
We'll be back in a couple
Get a-
weeks.
Get a fucking water filter, kids. You don't want your babies turning
Yeah,
blue.
reverse osmosis. If not, they have good ones for your counter. The pitcher ones don't get Brita. Clearly Filter's a good one. Yeah, make sure you get one for your shower if you got kids for the bath. The bath ones are cheap, man. Like $20. Not bad.
It is such an overlooked thing though. Like in a world where so many people put so much focus on what they eat.
Yeah.
You know, there's not a lot of focus always on what we're drinking, especially water. All water is not all water.
All water's not equal.
All water.
All right, bros.
And we're gonna close
Take
it
it
out
again.
with we'll close it out with one of the original water spokesmen, the great
Waterboy.
Good
Good
call.
call. Here. It's not working. Which is fantastic.
Move some of this
Water
shit.
sucks. Gatorade's better.
What did you say?
H2O. Water sucks. It really, really sucks.
That was a great movie, man.
Oh yeah.
Do you want me to add it to the stage?
There we go.
Same chin.
It's cold. And that's what I call high quality H2O.
Most of us often chase rather pumps than established memes. And a green candle is somehow spoiled for us until it's screenshot. We stare at charts, forgetting it changes nothing. We watch charts, but not ourselves. This is a disaster. For as a result of confusing dopamine hits with actual profit, we are destroying our net worth. We are so tied up in FOMO and charts that we've lost all conviction. Time to wake up. What is alpha? Obviously, nobody can say, because it isn't just drawing lines on charts. It isn't rotation meta, that's just an idea. Alpha is the Giga cycle cannot be explained in words.